Hi, good people. This is Deborah. Hope you guys are having a lovely day, a lovely night. Now, this is going to be about Easter is the goddess Astarte, Isis, not Jesus. Now, all the information provided on this channel is for educational purpose only, and this channel does not promote or encourage misuse of the information. I will mention some alleged happenings today, and yes, I will give my opinions about some things. Respect others because you want others to respect you. We have different journeys. For instance, I went down a place you may never go, and you may disagree, and that's okay. My thoughts matter, and so do yours. I will use words not intending to offend people, but to describe my point of view and how I see things. Take what resonate with you and what does not resonate with you, throw it away or put it on the shelf. Now, according to the Christian belief and the account found in the New Testament, the Bible, Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross and died as a result of his crucifixion. Simon the Siron, on the other hand, is mentioned in the gospel as an individual who was compelled to help Jesus carry his cross to Golgotha, the place of crucifixion, in Matthew 27:32, Mark 15:21, and Luke 23:26. Simon's involvement was limited to assisting Jesus with a physical burden on the cross. He did not die on the cross in Jesus' place. The crucifixion and death of Jesus are central events in Christian theology and are considered significant for the redemption um, and salvation of human. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I did some flip charts, and you will see what I have to say about that. But I'm going to just say this: that story is an allegory story. It is an allegory story about your ego, death, resurrection, and um, you going higher up to the place where you need to be. It has nothing to do with a man named Jesus. I've also listed in the one of the flip charts where you can go. There was no man can die for another person's sin, and this Jesus was created at the Council of Nicaea. Okay, now it says in 1829, Reverend Taylor abducted made the case that the entire gospel story was already in existence long before the beginning of the Common Era and was probably composed by the monks of Alexandria called the Therapeutes in Greek and Essenes in Egyptian, both names meaning healers. Now, I told you it was the Essenes are the ones that started writing this stuff in an allegory kind of a way. They knew the truth, but they chose to write this stuff in allegory. Okay, this theory has stemmed in the part from the statement of early church Eusebius, who is a rare moment of seeing honesty, admitted that the canonical Christian gospel and epistles were the ancient writings of the Essenes, or the therapeutic, reproduced in the name Jesus. Taylor also opines that the traveling Egyptians therapeutic brought the whole story from India to their monasteries in Egypt, where sometime after the commencement of the Roman monarchy, it was transmuted in Christianity. In addition, Willis advanced that one can find much of a fable of Jesus Christ in the book of Enoch, which predates the supposed advert of the Jewish master by hundreds of years. According to Jeremiah, it was the pagan Gnostics who included members of the Essenes therapy, not Nazarenes. Now remember, Jesus went to Nazarene. Nazarenes should give you a clue that they were the Essenes. Okay, so let me reread this. It was the pagan Gnostics who included members of the Essene therapeutic Nazarene Brotherhood, among others who actually carried to Rome the esoteric Gnostic text containing the mythos upon which the numerous Gospels, including the Canoe Four, were based. Whereas says, obviously, the Gospel and other New Testament booklets written in Greek and quoted 300 times the Greek Septuagint and several Greek pagan authorities uh, were written not by illiterate Jewish peasants, but by Greek-speaking ex-pagan fathers and priests from the Holy Land of Jews. Meet at Verd. We thus conclude that the autographs of our four Gospels were most probable written in Egypt in the reign of Hadrian. Now, I always been saying that those brotherhood were given the truth by the matriarch, and they took the truth and they put it in allegory, and they said that it came from the Most High. Uh, Now, let's talk about Astarte. The Babylonians worship Astarte as the Virgin, the Holy Virgin, the Virgin Mother, the Goddess of Goddesses, and Queen of Heaven and Earth. They exclaim, Esther is great, Esther is Queen, my lady is holy, my lady is Queen. There's none like unto her. Now, I'm going to read Jeremiah chapter 44 because this is during the period. Uh, Evidently, it was during the period when they were taking over the matriarchals, because in Jeremiah 44, because the patriarchals were trying to stop the women from worshiping the goddess. Jeremiah 44, I'm going to read Jeremiah 44, 15 to 18. Now, then all the men who knew that their wives had burned incense unto gods, and all the women that stood by a great multitude, even all the people that dwell in the land of Egypt, and Patros, answering Jeremiah, saying, as for the word that thou hast spoken unto us, the name of the Most High, or Esther, goddess Esther, we will not hearken unto thee. They're telling Jeremiah he ain't listening, because Jeremiah is trying to convince them to stop worshiping the mother. Now Jeremiah 44 says this, 17 says this, but we are certainly do whatever things goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings, and our princesses, in cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of ventures, and were well, and saw no evil. So these women is telling these patriarchs, we're not going to stop serving her, because as long as we've been serving her, we don't have a problem with food, we don't have a problem with sickness, and we don't have a problem with people coming up against us, because we serve her. Now, the stuff, the burning the incense and pouring cakes, making cakes unto her, That was their choice. That was their choice of showing appreciation. The mother don't require that. Now, Jeremiah 44:18 says this. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. In their mind, they think that the pouring the drink offering and burning the incense had some uh them stop doing it had something to do with the mother. No, mother didn't have nothing to do with that. It's just that when they were serving the mother, all they was doing is some of the things that they thought to do for the mother. Just like with the people today, when they're worshiping somebody, they feel like they need to give gifts to the person that they're worshiping. Uh, okay. Now, the title Queen of Heaven has been associated with various goddesses deities throughout history and access different cultures. Here are a few notable examples. In ancient Macedonian mythology, the title Queen of Heaven was given to the goddess Inanna. Inanna was a goddess associated with love, beauty, fertility, war, and other aspects of life. In ancient Egypt mythology, the goddess Isis was sometimes referred as the Queen of Heaven. Isis was a powerful goddess associated with motherhood, magic, and protection. She was also considered the divine mother and protection of the pharaoh. Now, I want to say this. I'm not going to read anymore, but this is what I want to say. The patriarchals know and want you. They got Madonna and Child. They called the mother several different names, and they want to say that she had a son first. As I've said to you before, that the stars are now down here on the earth, and the original stars were women. Okay, the mother gave birth to the women. Okay, and the patriarchals rather make you think that there was a mother and son because they don't want you to know that they are the degenerate women. That's who they are. They are a woman with same above as it is below. Below is when you go through the process of pregnancy and you have that baby starts out as a female. Same thing took place in above, okay? So above, so below, it's the same process. Now you can fight that all you want to, but that's on you. Now, I put this out here. These are my studies. These are my research. I do not believe that there are many gods. There's only one, and that one is a mother first and father second. And she's a mother first and father second. I see her as Andromedus, like myself. I am female and male, and that's who I am. Not sexually, but just feminine and masculine within. And so I believe that the mother created us in her image, and we possess the same thing. Now, there are times she's called mother, and there are times she's called father. She chooses what image she's going to operate in, and that's how I see that. Uh, so I give you these things according to the scripture because these are my studies. Do I believe in the Bible? What I know the Bible to be, it was not inspired by the creators, because as you can see, that the patriarchals truly hate the woman. I would love to know why, because I hear so many guys talk about women this. They degrade the mother by saying she was a prostitute. She wasn't no prostitute. That's what they put in there for her to be. Uh, they downgrade the woman in everything. I would love to sit down with a patriarchal and hear and listen to why they always putting the woman down? I would love to know. But anyway, guys, take a look at the flip charts and hit me up. Thanks.